Want to patent your invention? The chance is near. You've given it heart. Now get it in gear. It's Passage to Profit with Richard and Elizabeth Gearhart.
This is Richard Gearhart.
And Elizabeth Gearhart.
Welcome to Passage to Profit on WOR 710 AM, the voice of New York. At Passage to Profit, we're all about entrepreneurs and new businesses.
People just like our listeners. People who want the freedom and rewards of owning their own business. With all the opportunities available, there's never been a better time to start your own project. One way to get started is to be inspired by listening to Passage to Profit. You'll get great advice from those who made the journey and get great tips and inspiration.
Tonight, we have as our guest entrepreneur, Artie Hoffman. Artie has been a master-level psychic, medium, and spiritual advisor for over 2 decades and has helped change the lives of thousands of individuals who have turned to him for answers and guidance. His strong faith and natural intuitiveness, coupled with his ability to provide emotional understanding, makes him the preeminent spiritual therapist with foresight. Welcome to the show, Artie. You know we're all about entrepreneurs here. So do entrepreneurs need a psychic?
Wow, you just made me sound really good with that introduction. Can I hear that again?
Sure.
My head's getting bigger. Oh, wait, spiritual. Bring it in. No ego here.
But that is so funny because talking before the show, I mean, you're really such a relaxed, humble kind of guy.
It's been my whole life wanting to be a therapist for people, going through high school, junior high school and stuff. And scholastics was not my thing. And patience is definitely is a virtue in my life.
I'm
like
not
most
a patient
people.
person either.
Yeah. And so here I am, one day where I'm having a conversation with God. Everything was going great in my life. I didn't go to college to do what I do. I didn't go to college. Actually, I told people I went to the University of Boston, Maryland for 2 years, but that was just to visit my friends. So the cool thing is, here I am, everything at a certain point in my life when I was 27 years old, we're talking 30 years ago. So when I was about 27 years old, I'm having a conversation with God and things were going good, but yet something wasn't fulfilled in my life. And I said, God, I need answers. I need clear answers. I said, please don't scare the hell out of me when you give me these answers. And so literally I walk upstairs because I was in my home office in the basement. I walk upstairs to where the kitchen is, and I'm sifting through all my junk mail. And there's a little postcard there that says, how would you like to develop your psychic ability and intuitiveness? Go to the Edgar Cayce Foundation for this 1 weekend seminar. So I'm looking at it, not like it's the answer to my prayers. I'm looking at it, I go, wow, that looks interesting. I didn't know you could learn how to do this. I figured either you had it or you didn't. So I asked my wife, who was my wife at the time, I says, you want to go to this? This looks interesting. She goes, I don't give a crap about that. You can go if you want. I don't want no part of it. So I said, all right. So I went there.
I didn't know there was like psychic training. I thought all of you went to Tibet or mountains or something.
Yeah, no, well, actually, there are people who are born. I have friends who are born with it. God bless their souls. And then there are friends who literally had near-death experiences and they came back with the gift. And for me, I just kind of worked at it. I did it just for the hell of it. I did it just to see if I can do it, just out of curiosity. And that one weekend, I did go to Virginia Beach for that 1 weekend seminar, and it literally changed my life forever. And they got you into that mode where, they said just be 100% unconditional with your thoughts and with your feelings and just share it with the person. Because they had you break up into groups. There's 50 of us from all different parts of the country. And so people were telling me how accurate I was. And I go, oh, my God, oh, my God, oh, my God. So I went home and I got myself a deck of spiritual cards. And I was reading for friends and family for a few years, just for the fun of it. And again, people were telling me how accurate I was. And I was like blown away. I really was. They're saying, oh, wow, Art, you're good, you're good, you're good. But again, I don't take it in because it was like high school. If I didn't get the answers from somewhere else, I wasn't passing. So these angels and the spirits would be giving me all this information. I've given people medical advice. I've given people, legal advice. I've given people, and I say, listen, I didn't go to Harvard or Yale, but personally, sometimes I think I'm better than these guys.
So can you give us an example of someone you helped, like something that you told them that you kind of ferreted out through the angels coming through your mind and was able to help them with?
Yeah, that's literally every reading. But I'll go with something that I thought of coming here today. And again, this is one of the blessings. I've read for over 28,000 people in my career. And So there was this one fella after I gave him a reading, and he said to me, he goes, Art, he goes, the words that you just expressed to me, he goes, you changed my life. He goes, he says, I was going to kill myself. Tomorrow I had a letter written out and everything, and now I don't want to do it.
Wow.
And so
what did you tell him?
Hmm?
What did you say to him? That
I gave him a healthy perspective about how his life is going to be. And I gave him a different perception of his own life and life itself. And, people who do unfortunately choose to take their lives, what happens is that people, like God gives you free will to do with whatever you want, and he loves you unconditionally. But all he says to every single soul, and it's a known fact to every soul on a subconscious level, that you're just responsible for all your actions. I'll let you do with whatever you want, and I love you no matter what your choices are, even if it's painful. I love you no matter what. However, when people kill themselves, what happens, they think, you know what, I'm out of here, I can't deal with it. So what happens is that they will be reborn into another family that will lead them to the exact same circumstances they try to run away from until they deal with what they've created to begin with. So that's heavy stuff, but that's so I give people these deep spiritual meanings. That's just about that one topic. There's many, many, many different aspects in regards to life and love and everything. It's not so much as the problems that's the problems in life. It's your perception of how you deal with someone or something is what gives you the quality of life to be able to deal with whatever.
I can see how understanding and having more knowledge can really change a person's life. And this person must have thought or appreciated that he was going to have to deal with these things either now or later, and he chose to deal with them now.
Right. And so, for those people who unfortunately are choosing almost to cut out of life, it's like, well, then why don't you just pack up and move to Hawaii? We're going to not be with your family or friends anyway. Why don't you just pack up and go to Arizona or to a different part of the country and then figure it out right from scratch? What difference does it make? And then you'll just regroup yourself. Sometimes you have to be away from the people who are around you your whole life because there's so much judgment. There's fear and judgment. So sometimes you have to regroup yourself and not be judged by people who don't know you from Shanghai. So some people will think that you're the worst son of a gun in the world, and other people will think that you're the greatest thing since sliced bread. Everybody has a different perception of you according to their relationship with you.
So I always felt like some of that came from connections on the spiritual plane, because some people I can meet and it's almost like I know them already.
Yeah. A lot of times it's from a previous life.
Well, you and I had spoken about what my daughter used to say when she was little, which I never explored and I wish I had. She used to say to me, Mom, do you remember when I was the mama and you were the baby? You said you've heard that before.
Yeah, I have, because kids do have that understanding about life on the big picture, and the little ones can easily see spirits who make themselves known, and animals do too, where they see spirits who come back from, well, if you want to call it the dead, but we really never die. What happens is that it's not, we are not of our body. We are the spirit. We're the soul within the body. Our body is what we use to express ourselves. So once the body dies, the soul and the spirit will lift up out of the body and then continues in a different energy form, in a different light form. But it's the body that dies. It's not the person that dies.
Mm. So do you go into a different mode when you're trying to do a reading?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Can you describe that, what it's like for us when that happens?
Yeah, I don't remember anything when I read people. I don't, hey, Artie, you just read for me a few weeks ago, but and then they wonder, I have no clue what I said because I was in a different zone. The only reason why I remember so many cool stories is because when I'm in a conscious state of mind and people will come back to me and say, hey, Artie, do you remember you said this and this happened and that happened? And I go, oh, cool. So, that's really cool. So, yes, fellow in the white shirt, what was your question again?
Well, perhaps you can anticipate this,
What
but
was the
we're coming to the end of our segment. We'll be right back with Artie Hoffman on
Alrighty.
WOR 710, the voice of New York, Passage to Profit.
There's never been a better time to start your own business. The opportunities are infinite and only limited by your imagination and enthusiasm. At Gearhart Law, we believe the most successful companies all have one thing in common. They start with a solid foundation first. Gearhart Law has years of experience protecting entrepreneurs' ideas and brands using patent, trademark, and copyright protection. So if you have a new consumer product, a new software application that you're planning to build or sell, or a brand or company name that you want to protect, contact the experts at www.gearhartlaw.com. Our professionals will create a custom strategy designed to fit your needs and your budget. All of our attorneys are passionate about protection, licensed and qualified to represent you before the United States Patent and Trademark Office. Don't start your project without calling us first. Visit GearhartLaw.com. Together, we can change the world. Visit GearhartLaw.com. This ad has been read by a non-attorney spokesperson.
Now back to Passage to Profit. Once again, Richard and Elizabeth Gearhart.
We'll continue our discussion with Artie, and then we'll have 3 entrepreneurs pitching their business. They'll have 2 minutes to pitch and 6 minutes to answer questions from Artie, Elizabeth, and myself.
And after the pitches, you, our listeners, can go to the Passage to Profit page at GearhartLaw.com and vote for your favorite pitch. That's Gearhart Law, GearhartLaw.com. And yes, it is a patent, trademark, and copyright site. It is an intellectual law firm, and we are the ones hosting the show, so don't be surprised when you go to a law firm website. And everyone can vote for a week, but everyone only gets to vote once. So make sure to get your friends to vote, and don't forget to like us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And just remember the name by imagining you're walking down a passage with a huge pot of gold at the end. Passage to Profit.
And may your passage be short and your profit be huge.
If you want to be on the show, check out the Passage to Profit meetup and pitch your idea to us. So we've made it into a virtual meetup, so we do it by phone now. You do have to be in New York to record the show, but you can sign up for a 15-minute audition phone call, and then we'll schedule you on if your pitch works for us.
And now let's continue our discussion with Artie Hoffman.
Over the break, we were talking about, in previous shows, we've had people say entrepreneurs really need to follow their passion. And I asked you if you were working when you did this and then just took the plunge in this, and you had a very interesting story.
It's all about passion. Anything that you do in life. The reason why I got to be good at what I do is because I just loved helping people. The interesting thing is, literally, I never went to college for this, but now I have therapists who do come see me for answers. And I have other psychics and mediums come see me for answers. You know, I do what I do and I help people. I always tell people, and I mean this with all my heart, I'm not better than anybody else just because I do with what I do. Because a lot of people have a habit of putting me on a pedestal, and that's not the case. But you know, it's just like if you're a good, you know, if you want to be a good teacher, a good plumber, a good anything, you know, I just happen to get into the spirituality aspect of it, and I've learned to develop my mind to be able to be a good receiver from the spiritual world. You know, it was really interesting. I'm at an ice cream store. And I'm having my cone. I'm about to get in the car, and there's a string of people up along the wall sitting on the bench at the ice cream place. I'm about to get in, and she looks at me. She looks at my car, and she goes, "Hey," she goes, "I like your license plate because it says, 'I just know.'" And so I said, "Yeah," I said, "I have that there because I said I'm a psychic." She goes, "Yeah, I know. You read for me a few years ago." I go, "Really?" She goes, "Yeah." And she pointed to her husband right next to her, and she goes, "You predicted him, and you even told me that his letter started with the letter J, and his name is Jay. And then you told me his profession, and that's what he does. You know, he's like, I don't know, carpenter. I forgot what she said, but I said, "Oh, cool." So
can you do a reading for me right now?
All right, hold it. Let me zero in. I will say this. The reason why you are very successful is because you do care so much about other people. You're not just all business. I mean, yes, you're a good business person, but the thing that makes you a step above other people, and I'm not just saying this to put a feather in your cap, is that you really are genuine as far as caring about other people. You go the extra distance, and you do think heads up, and people appreciate that about you. And I feel like sometimes when you get in those staunch moods, like those hard moves, people misinterpret you, but you're so passionate about what you do. It's like when you're focused on something, there's no waving you. You could be very, very stubborn.
Really?
Yeah. I promise you, she didn't pay me $500 to say that.
I was just going to say, you totally get me. I mean, that's really me in a nutshell.
Yeah, and when you believe in something, it's like, I don't care, and like, let's take the risk or let's go for it. It's worth it. It's like you made a very good life and a living based on your hunches. Even when people try to talk you out of things from the yesteryears, it's like, I don't care. I'm still doing what I got to do.
Yeah. I couldn't have said that myself, but it's like 100,000%.
Do you want me to do your introduction for the next show?
Okay, can you read me? I have to say it.
You care differently than how other people care. And I see you getting very agitated. It's like, I do care. But because somebody else has different expectations on what they want from you, and you don't always pull through in the way that they want, or you think differently, it's like people or this person is thinking that you don't care, but you do care, but you spread your energy very thin. So I don't know if I'm talking about one particular person or if this is a family matter, but you do things in your own style, but you're not always one to just follow according to what everybody else thinks. But you take care of things in the manner of what you feel is most efficient, but you have your own way. And a lot of times you're nurturing in your ways and other times you're not. And so that's why people will misjudge you in the way that you go about things.
Yes, I don't think many people understand me.
Yeah.
Especially not my husband. I'm just kidding.
But it's like you do care. It's like as soon as I held her hand, I'm hearing, but I do care. And it's like, no, you don't. And because she has her own style of doing things, or she'll put other things as a different priority to take care of, but she never forgets. And she does come around. But because that wasn't a priority, it's like, oh, you don't care.
Well, I think I think there was a lot of truth in what you said there. So I'm becoming an Artie believer.
I see the light.
I see the light.
So you do parties, right?
Yeah, I do Artie parties.
That sounds like fun.
I travel all over to do, people hire me and I go to their homes and I read for their friends and family. Some of them are groups where everyone's in the same room. And then other times it's individual readings. Where, they'll pick a room and I'll just read for them individually and everyone will get a recording. And I also do individual readings where, private readings, whether it be over the phone, I'm just as accurate over the phone as I am in person. And my place is in Woodbridge, New Jersey. So if people want to come to my home office in Woodbridge, I do it there too. So, and people a lot of times say, well, how do you read people when they're not there with you? Because it's from soul to soul, spirit to spirit. Has nothing to do with the physical world. And then there are religious people who say, oh, what you do for a living, that's so sacrilegious or it's against God. And so my answer to that is, well, I've helped heal so many people emotionally and physically that if you're saying that it was the devil's work, then I have to shake his hand and thank him. But it's all what your intentions are behind your actions is what makes something right or wrong. So long as you have a pure heart at whatever it is you're doing with the best of intentions, then it's the right thing to do. The difference between wanting and desiring. Wanting is, I want $1 million. I want to have my own business. I want to go to Hawaii. Well, did you do anything about it? Did you save up money? Did you make plans? No, that's a want. I want. Desire are your thoughts put into action will create your reality. So that's the difference between the people who just keep it in the wanting stage and the people who actually do something about it to make their dreams come true, along with helping out the public. Because when you do help out other people, I really believe in my heart and soul that God will help manifest your life and your business. When you're helping out all his other children, when you're helping out everyone else, I feel like the energy will just keep on growing and growing in a positive way.
I couldn't agree more. And you've brought with you a book. Can you tell us a little bit about the book? We're getting toward the end of our segment here.
Yeah, I have a book called Angels and Answers that I wrote. It's to help people look at their life and life itself from a healthy perspective. And there's a lot of beautiful passages here. And it also talks about certain saints and certain angels. But like I said, there's a lot of beautiful poetry. There's a lot of beautiful thoughts, a lot of topics where people are stuck within their own life or stuck in their relationship. And this book helps explain things like in black and white. It's a very easy book to read. And you'll get it. So again, but this whole book I was channeled and I just wrote it and it came out beautifully. I get inspired by if I'm listening to a song, watching a TV show, watching a movie, or a moment happen with me and someone else, and I just get inspired and I just end up writing.
So how can people find you if they want to book you for a reading?
They could either go to artiehoffman.com ArtieHoffman, or email me, artiehoffman@gmail. And my phone number is 732-778-7173.
Great.
I don't have one of those 1-900 numbers for $35 a minute. You call me, and I'll straighten out your butt.
Well, I think we are going to have an Artie party at the law firm.
Awesome.
Because that
Awesome.
is just so much fun. And
You'll see it is a fun. I'm not all serious.
so we're going to go to break. You're listening to
Cool.
Richard and Elizabeth Gearhart with our special guest, Artie Hoffman, on Passage to Profit.
What are entrepreneurs' most valuable assets? Their passion and ideas. We can't protect your passion, but we can protect your ideas. Trust Gearhart Law to protect your ideas with premier patent, trademark, and copyright services. There's never been a better time to start your own business. Contact us at GearhartLaw.com. At Gearhart Law, we have years of experience protecting entrepreneurs' ideas and brands using patent, trademark, and copyright protection. So if you have a new consumer product, a new software application that you're planning to build or sell, or a brand or company name that you want to protect, contact the experts at Gearhart Law. www.gearhartlaw.com. Don't let the wrong protection strategy ruin your business. All of our attorneys are passionate about protection and are licensed and qualified to represent you before the United States Patent and Trademark Office. Don't start your project without calling us first. Contact Gearhart Law on the web at GearhartLaw.com. Together, we can change the world. This ad has been read by a non-attorney spokesperson.
Passage to Profit continues with Richard and Elizabeth Gearhart.
And now for the pitches. Remember, at the end of the program, go to the Passage to Profit page on the Gearhart Law website where you can vote for your favorite pitch.
Our first pitch is by Thomas Schill with Unipie.
Unipie is an online dating and social media site for adults who have autism and Asperger's. We're a combination of Match and Facebook in the sense that we're a safe place for you to come and sign up and find like the love of your life. Or if you want to just join and find people who have similar interests, you can join as well to find friends. Because sometimes people, they just want to like find people who have similar interests or hobbies with them, not really find people who are like looking to date and stuff. The reason why I started Unipie was because I was actually on and off dating sites for multiple years. It's actually where I met my wife, and while on these dating sites, I noticed that there was like, don't really care about you like once you pay and join up. They just want to like keep getting your money. Like there wasn't really like anything to help you like once you joined. So I knew there's something that could be better done, but I didn't know like what exactly until like one night I was watching the movie Hitch with Will Smith and Kevin James. Kevin James actually hires Will Smith to be his dating coach. That's when it hit me that I should build a dating site that offers coaching. So originally Unipie was going to be for neurotypicals, which is people who don't have autism or Asperger's. But after seeing the documentary Autism in Love, which is follows around 4 different people, and it shows them, and like some of them are in relationships, some of them are single. I saw that like dating can be really hard for them. And like also speaking to Rebecca, who's a behavior analyst, who I actually met a few years prior while I used to do freelance web development. After speaking to her and telling her about like what I wanted to do, I decided to do it for those who have autism, and I'm very happy about my decision with that. What sets Unipie apart from all dating sites, especially those for adults who have autism and Asperger's, is the resources that we offer. The biggest, what I said before, is the coaching. Our coaching works by you go to our dating support site, and then you can do like a free 30-minute consultation, which you'll speak to a coach, and they will go over pretty much all the topics that you can talk about. And then some of the topics you can choose from is cyber safety, profile setup, social outings. I want to like this person, what do I do next? And we also have blogs and podcasts, which help make dating easy as well for our members.
That is amazing, really, because it's hard for anybody to go to a dating site and find a date. But if you go when you know you're in a safe place like that, and you have a question like, I don't know what to do next. I really want to go out with this person, but I'm scared. Like, then you have someone to turn to.
Yeah, lots of times too, people are like really shy. Like they don't really like know like how to like send their first message, how to set up their profile. Like lots of times too, people's profiles are just have like the word hi in there. Like the first message is hi. Like you can't really like keep a conversation going with that. So we have coaching that will help you with continuing conversation. And then the blogs talk about that too. So maybe like you don't want to pay for the coach. Maybe you just want to like read like a free blog. We have blogs about that as well too.
So, I mean, I never in my life ever thought of that possible, or that was even a situation. You don't know until you're in those circumstances. You're going to be very successful with it.
Thank you. Like, I really hope so, especially coming from like a psychic and stuff. That really means
a lot. No, you are. I'm not just saying it because I do wish that well for you, but I really feel like it's, and I see you getting more and more public recognition on a much, much larger scale. Don't be surprised if you end up meeting Ellen DeGeneres and all those other people. But I see you getting on much larger talk shows and stuff like that.
So put in a good word for us.
Yeah, well,
We started here.
yeah.
So Thomas, when did you actually launch the site? And did you have to build the whole site yourself? It seems like there's a lot of dating sites out there, so it seems like a lot of the sort of the underlying software would already be available.
So half the code is from a software that I purchased, and half the code is custom code for myself. So I went to school for IT, so those skills really came in handy, building out the website and customizing it to how I wanted to look and feel.
So you actually built the website yourself then?
Half of it, yeah.
That's very impressive. Do you have additional features that you're planning to add to the website?
Right now, it's just the coaching. We have the blogs and the podcast I was talking about before about. We're also going to have meetups and places where you can meet other people who are on our side, kind of mixers and stuff.
Great.
I have a suggestion, and it's something, I get inspired. My creative angels are kicking in here. If you were to create a page or a title, and if it said dating, safe and sound, or romance, safe and sound, for some reason, when I'm listening to you, that was a title that just came to me.
Yeah.
I agree. Have you had any success stories yet? Have you?
We've noticed that most of our members, they're very private about their personal lives, but we see that a lot of members are messaging each other back and forth. The message total is increasing daily. And also too, our member sign up is increasing daily. We had a 240% increase in member signups 2018 over 2017. A lot of that has to do with SEO, PPC. I taught myself how to do that, as well as going to different events and conferences, and just trying to get more partnerships and stuff.
So what other things are you doing to promote the site?
So as I said, we have PPC ads. So if you search autism dating site or something like that, we'll show up in the top 2 or 3. We also have a lot of SEO presence, social media presence, going to different, as I said before, going to different conferences and events. I try to go to 5 or 6 conferences a year that have a lot of adults who have autism there and try to promote to them. And the other thing too is what we notice is parents are the number one benefactors from this, because they're the ones that will find the site and then tell their son or daughter about this. So that's something that we are we built blogs around parents and stuff.
So what is the name of your site?
It's Unipie. It's UNEEPI.com.
How did you come up with that name?
So actually my wife and I before were trying to come up with a name for it, and we couldn't really come up with something. So then I was reading an article online or something, and I found these 2 words one's Greek and one's Latin, uni and pi, and it together they mean to become one forever. So that's how I actually came up with the site. But then I changed the spelling of it because UNEEPI is misspelled UNIPI.
It's absolutely amazing. And like I said, again, you're going to end up being on talk shows and stuff. So just put the word out there. I'm telling you, put the word out and let them know, and you're going to be on. I'm telling you. It's so unique and different, and it's beautiful.
Yeah, and another thing too about us, we have actually have a slogan called unique, but we spell it differently. It's UNEEQUE. And it's something that we kind of promote around Autism Awareness Month, which is coming up in April. And we put a lot of campaigns around that. We have some people overseas, but lately we've been trying to focus on the U.S. And the people actually overseas, we didn't even actually target or market to them. They just happened to come around and find our site.
Wow. So do you have events? Do you get people from all over the country that come to your events?
Usually we just have events in the tri-state area, and then they tell their friends, or I reach out to different partnerships out west or out Midwest, and they promote our site to their group. Is
there a part of the website where people could write questions to you?
We have a chat on our site that you can chat with us, and you can ask any question that you want. And we also have a contact form as well.
This really is an out-of-the-box thinking. I congratulate you. This is fantastic. You're really filling a need. Thomas Scheel with Unipie, UNEEPI. You can find him online, and you're listening to Passage to Profit with Richard and Elizabeth Gearhart and our special guest, Artie Hoffman.
Hi, I'm Lisa Askley, the inventress, founder, CEO, and president of Inventing A to Z. I've been inventing products for over 38 years. Hundreds of products later and dozens of patents. I help people develop products and put them on the market from concept to fruition. I bring them to some of the top shopping networks in the world: QVC, HSN, eVine Live, and retail stores. Have you ever said to yourself, someone should invent that thing? Well, I say, why not? Make it you. If you want to know how to develop a product from concept to fruition the right way, contact me, Lisa Ascalise, the inventress. Go to inventingatoz.com. Inventing.com. Email me, lisa@inventingatoz.com. Treat yourself to a day chock full of networking, education, music, shopping, and fun. Go to my website, inventingatoz.com.
Now back to Passage to Profit. Once again, Richard and Elizabeth Gearhart.
We're on to the second pitch of the evening. With us is Valerie Donahue with Chatterboss. Valerie, you have 2 minutes. Go.
Did you know that the average entrepreneur spends over 40% of their week bogged down with administrative tasks? That's over 18 hours a week. My company, Chatterboss, is a white glove virtual executive assistant service that specializes in supporting entrepreneurs, business owners, and busy executives. Prior to starting Chatterboss, I worked as a personal assistant and chief of staff to A-list celebrities and C-suite executives. This is where the idea for the company was born, being able to provide the same exceptional service to business owners who need that kind of support the most. We take a personal and unique approach to solving the administrative burden for entrepreneurs by pairing them to 2 dedicated and on-demand assistants who are available Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., and they keep their time tracked by the minute. The assistants always respond to client communication within an hour and usually within minutes. Our clients truly feel like they have a full-time employee without the salary overhead. This makes the service affordable for businesses that may only need 1, 5, 10, 15 hours a week and not always consistently. If a client doesn't need the help of their assistants for a week or 2, they don't get billed and they pick up exactly in the same place with the same assistant when they return. Chatterboss stands out from other services because we offer 2 dedicated assistants. That means that there is coverage no matter what. If your primary assistant is sick or on vacation, the backup assistant steps in without skipping a beat. We're able to cover a wide variety of tasks from calendar management, email management, billing, social media, custom research, and more. So we like to say that anything that an in-person assistant is able to do, a Chatterboss virtual executive assistant is able to do.
We're sold.
Awesome.
That's amazing.
Where has this been all my life?
Do you know how many people say, I need 2 of me? There's not enough of me to go around. That's just exactly what that is. That would be great. Do you need more of you? Give us a call.
Yes, so that's exactly it. And the reason that we chose a 2-assistant model is that, one, in order to be able to fill in the gaps, if you only have 1 assistant, they might get sick. They might go on vacation. Something might come up. They might not want to be an assistant anymore. And so the constant onboarding of a new assistant really takes up a lot of time. Working with our service, clients know that they're reliably able to know who their assistant is. There is a backup assistant, and if for any reason even both assistants leave, we will hire and we will train a new assistant without any charge.
How do they know exactly where the other person left off? Is there like a file with each person to know exactly what's what?
Yeah, so that's a great question. And our company is really built on 100% transparency. I know with a lot of companies, you don't know how that happens. So with us, actually, each of the clients knows exactly how that transition takes place. We use a project management software that not only do we have access to internally, but all of our clients are able to have access to that same project management software. So you see exactly which assistant is handling what, when it's going to be due, and what their notes are.
Wow. So how do you communicate? Like if I needed something in 5 minutes, could I call one of these people? Can I do Skype or Zoom, email?
The primary way of communicating with our assistants is via an iOS app if you are on an iPhone, and with a dedicated phone number if you are on an Android. So you're able to communicate to us there. We'll always respond under an hour, usually within minutes. And within the app, there's also a schedule a call feature. So you're able to look at your assistant's calendar when they're available, and you're able to schedule either a phone or a video call to communicate with them.
So what's the craziest request that one of your assistants has ever gotten?
We once had a request there are crazy requests, but if you throw money at a problem, there's it's a really good chance that somebody's going to be able to solve it. So the most
Yeah, that's true.
so the most
You're an astute businesswoman. Yes.
Money talks.
Exactly. So the most complicated problems or the most difficult tasks that we've had to solve for is when a client doesn't want to pay above retail for something that's really scarce and they want it quick. So they don't want you to run up the hours, and also they don't want to pay above market, which is, you're able to buy that product. So we had an instance with a Nintendo that was impossible to get, and people were standing online, and with virtual assistants, we, in that area, we didn't have anybody that was able to come and stand online. So we were actually able to convince somebody at a Walmart to give our assistants a call back when they had a shipment, and the client went there and they got it for retail price. The types of tasks that we get, we really mean it when we say anything that an in-person assistant is able to do. Really popular tasks are email management, calendar management. So for example, for you guys are all here and you're busy entrepreneurs. I'm sure that you actually have assistants.
I'm not doing emails during the show. No.
Exactly. But if there is we can set up a system with an assistant monitoring your inbox. If there is something urgent, they have a system to be able to reach out to you. You can also know that you don't have to worry if you're out of pocket for multiple hours because there's somebody watching all of your methods of communication. We're able to do custom research, make appointments for you, work on spreadsheets, pivot tables, create pitch decks, communicate with your customers and with your clients, project management. So we're very, very strong generalists.
Do people ask you to do personal things for them outside of just business?
Yeah, exactly. So we specialize in supporting entrepreneurs and business owners. However, for a lot of these entrepreneurs and business owners, they actually might have an executive assistant that's working for them. If it's a hedge fund owner, they have an executive assistant in the office. However, they might not want to burden that assistant with their personal tasks. And so that's where we'll step in. And so for some clients, we'll work only on the personal tasks. And we often have a lot of husband and wife teams where one assistant will tag team for the both of them, helping them with their family life.
Thank you so much, Valerie Donahue, for talking with us about Chatterboss. How can our listeners get in touch with you?
They're able to go on our website, chatterboss.com. Also, we are available on the iOS App Store. So if you type in Chatterboss, you'll be able to find us.
Thank you very much. You're listening to Passage to Profit with Richard and Elizabeth Gearhart. We'll be right back.
There's never been a better time to start your own business. The opportunities are infinite and only limited by your imagination and enthusiasm. At Gearhart Law, we believe the most successful companies all have one thing in common. They start with a solid foundation first. Gearhart Law has years of experience protecting entrepreneurs' ideas and brands using patent, trademark, and copyright protection. So if you have a new consumer product, a new software application that you're planning to build or sell, or a brand or company name that you want to protect, contact the experts at www.gearhartlaw.com. Our professionals will create a custom strategy designed to fit your needs and your budget. All of our attorneys are passionate about protection, licensed and qualified to represent you before the United States Patent and Trademark Office. Don't start your project without calling us first. Visit GearhartLaw.com. Together, we can change the world. Visit GearhartLaw.com. This ad has been read by a non-attorney spokesperson.
Passage to Profit continues with Richard and Elizabeth Gearhart.
And our special guest, Artie Hoffman. And we are on to our third and final pitch with Elizabeth Magnani with Wellville.
So yes, I'm a community manager of Wellville. We actually are the healthy event company, but I just want to break down what that means because people are like, oh, you just have events. There's so many events around New York City. We provide healthy, fun stuff to do outside of the gym. So that's a wide range of what that is and what makes us different from other events that are in the city. Because I've been doing networking and I attend events all over the city, Long Island, New Jersey. We create connections within our event. There is a lot of lonely people in New York City. There's a lot of people that don't know how to talk. So I always love to meet people and introduce you to someone that might be interested in going to the gym with you, maybe a new friend, maybe a new business connection. Last Friday, we had a vegan pizza party. We had the vegan community come out, but then we also had non-vegans come. So we do a free industry night for health and wellness professionals in the city to honor them once a month, because no one does that here in the city. So I meet so many people on a daily basis, and I invite them to our events, and they wind up leaving like, wow, I made a new friend, or we will know if you have a cat, right? And we introduce you to somebody that maybe has an animal. There's so many lonely people in New York City, and people forget about that. So even if you don't know how to talk to people, I'm the one in the room that's like, hey, let me introduce you to somebody. You need motivation, go to the gym. You can come with me this week. So we really try to create real connections with people. It's not just like, hey, we're throwing an event. Do you want to come? And you walk into the room and no one says hello to you. You have to figure out the whole mingling thing yourself. So that's who we are.
That's beautiful. Wow. And I have been to those events where I feel a little bit uncomfortable because everybody else looks so cool and I'm just kind of standing there. and I'm a little afraid to go over to that group and start talking, and maybe they'll look at me, maybe they won't. So,
I don't know about that. I've never known you to be scared of talking.
But I think this is awesome. And you told me something before we came on. You actually have people exercise together.
So this Friday we have an event, Hit It Before You Hit It, high intensity interval training gym. We have an instructor coming to conduct kind of like a workout speed dating thing, but we don't want to just call it speed dating. You go there, you want to meet a new friend. So you're going to be working out with someone for about 2 to 3 minutes. And then after the 2 to 3 minutes is up, we say rotate, and now you have a different person in front of you. You're working out with them. Now you're in an awkward situation in the beginning, but then you might make a new friend because now you're meeting everyone in the room, and then it becomes a social at the end of it. So now we're mingling, and so it's a lot of fun.
That sounds great.
Yeah.
Sounds like a lot of fun.
So what happens if two people like are connecting and like, I don't want to rotate? It's like, I kind of like this, but they like me. It's like, you got a connection here.
Rotate around me, please.
If it's not broken, don't fix it.
Yeah.
Why do I have to keep going?
I came here to meet people. I'm meeting somebody. Yeah.
Well, that's the interesting part, because you have to make a little bit of an effort. Or I can help you with that, because I have no problem connecting with people after the fact. So if you don't know really how to kind of connect with that person again, I always keep in contact with all of our members throughout the week.
Well, so you don't allow, or you don't think it's within protocol for people just to connect within themselves without you having to?
Oh no, they do. But some people don't know how to. Like if I want to have a meetup after that and you were like, oh, I had a connection with them, but I didn't get their contact and they wanted me to help them with that, I'm here to do that. Some people.
So you have everybody's information.
Yeah, that come to our events. Yeah, we have a lot of frequent. We have people that attend our events all the time, and then we have people that just pick out, maybe what their interests are.
Of course.
Because we try to have a different. Like we have a yoga event coming up. It's not just all fitness based though what we have, but we try to incorporate mind, body, soul, and social. So a little bit of everything. We do panels, speaking, food.
So you're kind of a professional icebreaker. Is kind of your role.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Yes.
And have you ever met anybody that you felt uncomfortable introducing yourself to?
Myself. I would say, I am a part-time salsa instructor. So I bring people together also in that way, dancing, because dancing is one of the hardest things for people to do. There's that wallflower word.
Yeah.
So I would say, I don't know if I've personally in maybe the past 10 years felt uncomfortable, but I think everyone's had a time in their life that they have felt uncomfortable. So we just have to be sensitive to the different personalities in the room.
But the great thing is with practice, you can become comfortable.
Yes.
Exactly. So,
Yes.
And you don't seem like you were ever really a shy person. So that uncomfortableness may have been like a millisecond or something, right?
Actually, I was a shy kid. Not at home. I mean, what kid is at home? But I was actually a very shy kid, probably all the way up to middle school.
So how did you change that?
I love people. I think I came out of my shell in middle school. And once I started talking and my mom, I give her a lot of credit on the way that she raised me. She's like, God created everyone the same. You treat everyone the same. That in my mind, I was always like, oh, let me make this person feel comfortable that they're leaving out. I never had cliques in school. I had many different friends then throughout high school.
Same. I was the exact same way.
Yeah.
Honestly, I could see why people go to your events because you are so warm and outgoing. And I'm sure you greet them when they come and they feel comfortable and they're like, hey, she actually wants me here.
I think that's one of the most important things. And just to be entertaining and act yourself and maybe do something stupid, because these people are like, why are we coming back if the Wellville team wasn't amazing? And the CEO of the company, Chris, I mean, he literally picked an amazing team, and I love working with all of them. We really try to genuinely have conversations with the people that walk in the room and make sure that no one's sitting in the corner.
You have a natural gift. You do.
Can you spell the name of your company?
Yes, it's WELLVYL.
Okay, and people can find you online and find events through that, right?
Yes, I want to give my email because I'm actually giving away free tickets to our events. So it's ElizabethM@wellville.com.
Okay, great. Thank you, Elizabeth. You're listening to Passage to Profit on WOR 710.
What are entrepreneurs' most valuable assets? Their passion and ideas. We can't protect your passion, but we can protect your ideas. Trust Gearhart Law to protect your ideas with premier patent, trademark, and copyright services. There's never been a better time to start your own business. Contact us at GearhartLaw.com. At Gearhart Law, we have years of experience protecting entrepreneurs' ideas and brands using patent, trademark, and copyright protection. So if you have a new consumer product, a new software application that you're planning to build or sell, or a brand or company name that you want to protect, contact the experts at Gearhart Law. www.gearhartlaw.com. Don't let the wrong protection strategy ruin your business. All of our attorneys are passionate about protection and are licensed and qualified to represent you before the United States Patent and Trademark Office. Don't start your project without calling us first. Contact Gearhart Law on the web at GearhartLaw.com. Together, we can change the world. This ad has been read by a non-attorney spokesperson.
Now more with Richard and Elizabeth. Passage to Profit.
Remember, everyone, to go to the Passage to Profit page at GearhartLaw.com, GearhartLaw, and vote for your favorite project.
So to summarize, we had Thomas Scheel from Unipy, an autism and Asperger's dating site. Next, Valerie Donahue pitched Chatterboss, on-demand virtual assistants. And finally, Elizabeth Magnani with Wellville, a site to promote fitness and wellness events.
Now, Google Passage to Profit and make your choice. And remember, you can only vote once, and you have until next Sunday at 7 p.m. to vote. This evening's pitch contestants will receive a Passage to Profit t-shirt, and the best overall vote getter for the show will receive an Amazon gift card valued at $25.
So before we sign off, we want to say thanks to everyone who participated today. This was really a great show about people coming together and helping each other. And we just love that. That's what we try to do with our business too, is we help entrepreneurs get their intellectual property and help them strategize. That is what we love about being in the entrepreneurial space.
I want to say thanks again to our guest, Artie Hoffman, who took us over the top in so many ways. Do you have any final words of wisdom for us?
Yeah, I think you guys should be a guest on your own show. I think what you're doing for the public, I think, is fantastic. And everybody has an interesting story. You know, the difference between wanting and desiring. Wanting is, I want $1 million. I want to have my own business. I want to go to Hawaii. Well, did you do anything about it? Did you save up money? Did you make plans? No, that's a want. I want. Desire are your thoughts put into action will create your reality. So that's the difference between the people who just keep it in the wanting stage and the people who actually do something about it to make their dreams come true, along with helping out the public. Because when you do help out other people, I really believe in my heart and soul that God will help manifest your life and your business. When you're helping out all his other children, when you're helping out everyone else, I feel like the energy will just keep on growing and growing in a positive way. You know, I've given people medical advice. I've given people, legal advice. I've given people, and I say, listen, I didn't go to Harvard or Yale. I will say this. The reason why you are very successful is because you do care so much about other people. You're not just all business. I mean, yes, you're a good business person, but the thing that makes you a step above other people, and I'm not just saying this to put a feather in your cap, is that you really are genuine as far as caring about other people. You go the extra distance, and you do think heads up, and people appreciate that about you. And I feel like sometimes when you get in those staunch moods, like those hard moves, people misinterpret you, but you're so passionate about what you do. It's like when you're focused on something, there's no waving you. You could be very, very stubborn.
Really?
Yeah. I promise you, she didn't pay me $500 to say that.
I was just going to say, you totally get me. I mean, that's really me in a nutshell.
Yeah, and when you believe in something, it's like, I don't care, and like, let's take the risk or let's go for it. It's worth it. It's like you made a very good life and a living based on your hunches. Even when people try to talk you out of things from the yesteryears, it's like, I don't care. I'm still doing what I got to do.
Yeah. Well, I think I think there was a lot of truth in what you said there. So I'm becoming an Artie believer.
I see the light.
I see the light.
So you do parties, right?
Yeah, I do Artie parties.
That sounds like fun.
I travel all over to do, people hire me and I go to their homes and I read for their friends and family. Some of them are groups where everyone's in the same room, and then other times it's individual readings. Where, they'll pick a room and I'll just read for them individually and everyone will get a recording. And I also do individual readings where, private readings, whether it be over the phone, I'm just as accurate over the phone as I am in person. And my place is in Woodbridge, New Jersey. So if people want to come to my home office in Woodbridge, I do it there too. So, and people a lot of times say, well, how do you read people when they're not there with you? Because it's from soul to soul, spirit to spirit. Has nothing to do with the physical world. And then there are religious people who say, oh, what you do for a living, that's so sacrilegious or it's against God. And so my answer to that is, well, I've helped heal so many people emotionally and physically that if you're saying that it was the devil's work, then I have to shake his hand and thank him. But it's all what your intentions are behind your actions is what makes something right or wrong. So long as you have a pure heart at whatever it is you're doing with the best of intentions, then it's the right thing to do.
I could not agree more.
Well, thank you.
You've brought with you a book. Can you tell us a little bit about the book? We're getting toward the end of our segment here.
Yeah, I have a book called Angels and Answers that I wrote. It's to help people look at their life and life itself from a healthy perspective. And there's a lot of beautiful passages here. And it also talks about certain saints and certain angels. But like I said, there's a lot of beautiful poetry. There's a lot of beautiful thoughts, a lot of topics where people are stuck within their own life or stuck in their relationship. And this book helps explain things like in black and white. It's a very easy book to read. And you'll get it. So again, but this whole book I was channeled and I just wrote it and it came out beautifully. I get inspired by if I'm listening to a song, watching a TV show, watching a movie, or a moment happen with me and someone else, and I just get inspired and I just end up writing.
So how can people find you if they want to book you for a reading?
They could either go to artiehoffman.com, ARTIEHOFFMAN, or email me, artiehoffman@gmail.com, and my phone number is 732-778-7173.
We would like to thank you and all of our pitchers and our producer, Noah Fleischman, and our sound engineer, Rob Barretts, who really makes this sound good on the radio, and our media maven, Kenya Gibson, and the whole iHeart team. Don't forget to join us next week for another excellent speaker and another round of pitches. And listeners, you can start thinking about what your pitch will be.
And don't forget to like us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. This is Richard and Elizabeth Gearhart on iHeartRadio with Passage to Profit, WOR 710, the voice of New York.
There's never been a better time to start your own business. The opportunities are infinite and only limited by your imagination and enthusiasm. At Gearhart Law, we believe the most successful companies all have one thing in common. They start with a solid foundation first. Gearhart Law has years of experience protecting entrepreneurs' ideas and brands using patent, trademark, and copyright protection. So if you have a new consumer product, a new software application that you're planning to build or sell, or a brand or company name that you want to to protect, contact the experts at www.gearhartlaw.com. Our professionals will create a custom strategy designed to fit your needs and your budget. All of our attorneys are passionate about protection, licensed and qualified to represent you before the United States Patent and Trademark Office. Don't start your project without calling us first. Visit GearhartLaw.com. Together, we can change the world. Visit GearHartLaw.com. This ad has been read by a non-attorney spokesperson.